Alright, good evening everyone, welcome to the stream. It's time to talk about a new Falcon matchup chart. Basically, this will give us a decent idea of how good I think the character is right now and how good he might be in the future. This one is considering offline play exclusively. Alright, Mr. Falcon. Where is this handsome gentleman? Alright, there he is. So first things first, let's start with a character that I'm pretty sure Falcon still absolutely annihilates. Despite the K-Rool buffs, I'm pretty sure we still absolutely annihilate this character. Sure, his neutral got a little bit better, but so did ours. And ours got better in ways that... like, we still combo him far harder than he combos us. We outspeed him, we have better aerial movement to where we can move around a lot of his hitboxes. Still absolutely destroy this character off stage, whereas he can't edgeguard us that well outside of dare reads. Part of me wants to put Ganon in +2 as well. It's a lot better for Ganon online just because I think Ganon is like 3 times better online than offline in general. Like once we get back to playing offline events, I think it's going to become apparent just how much of a difference there is now. We probably dumpster Ganon, except online is probably only like -1 if I had to guess for Ganon. Are there any other matchups I'd put in +2, like just characters we absolutely stomp? No one comes to mind, really. DK is probably still only +1, honestly. His punish game, neutral, and all that are still way too strong if he gets the right hits. And he has the mobility to do it. Along with some pretty good hitboxes, as far as size goes. I'm pretty sure Bowser's still +1. Before, I was starting to think that Bowser might be +1 or even-ish. Like, Leon and some other Bowsers were making some improvements in the matchup that made me think it might be a little closer to even than I originally thought. But that was last patch. Then they gave Falcon some pretty substantial buffs that are relevant against heavies, but honestly just everyone, so... this went from being a close-ish to slight Falcon favor to cleanly Falcon favor matchup, I think. Oh yeah, I can put Min Min now that you guys mention it. She's one of the best characters we beat, I think. While she can keep us out, her hitboxes are not the greatest as far as the length they can cover. So if you're just constantly bouncing up and down and otherwise just charging her down, she has to guess right so many times in a row just to compensate for how much damage you're going to do if you guess right once. And then you also edgeguard her extremely hard. And she can edgeguard us a little bit, but it's not nowhere near to the same degree. You just weak knee her and she kind of explodes. It's great. I still think we beat Isabelle and Villager, now that I'm thinking about them. Sure, they got better, but so did we, and a lot of the things that we had before, they didn't really have changed. If you use a combination of walking forward and parrying slingshot pellets, along with like doing drifting through with nairs, the reason drifting through with nairs is so good in that matchup is something compared to Smash 4 is they made it to where the downtime between the two kicks is a lot faster. Like in Smash 4, nair was like kick, kick, and now it's like kick, kick. So now, if they're like throwing out a pellet, suppose you expect them to throw out a pellet within about a half-second range of time, where you're not necessarily confident if it's going to be within this part of the half-second or that part of the half-second. Nair, because of how much faster the kicks come out, will now cover everything in that little time period. And it'll just go through pellets, and then you still land on them with a hitbox and start your combos. It's great. We probably beat the Pits, if I had to guess. They can edgeguard us better than we can edgeguard them. And they also have okay range and frame data, but they really struggle to kill us. They can't combo us anywhere near as hard as we can combo them, which is just a really big problem. And we don't really care that much about arrows either. Like, if you're worried about getting arrow sniped off stage, you can kind of just throw out weak knee, and it'll just, because it sticks out for a while, it'll just trade with it'll clank with arrows, and you just don't care. Incineroar, and even though they buffed Incineroar, it's probably still that way, so I think we can probably put Incineroar, like, roughly there. Feels about right. Like, I haven't seen that much of the Wii Fit buffs yet. I thought it was even pre-patch, and some of the things that Wii Fit got, I've seen tested on Falcon, like with Wii Fit Trainer, you can do like deep breathing, up tilt into up smash, and it will kill at absolutely ungodly percents. And Falcon being Falcon, he's like one of the easier characters to get that kind of confirm on. Combined with them getting far safer shield pressure through fair and other stuff. I feel like, yeah, it was even before, but we also got way better, so I feel like it's probably still even, if I had to guess. Is Kirby still a bad matchup? I don't think so. Honestly, I feel like Raptor Boost by itself is... Oh my god. This move does absolutely ungodly horrors on small, like, characters. Some characters with, like, bigger hitboxes, if they space it perfectly, they can avoid the armor and outspace it and then just hit you before it activates. But, like, characters who are simultaneously not very fast and also short range and light... Oh, Kirby presses literally any button, is on the ground, is landing... Spot dodge, rolled, running, doesn't matter. They get eaten up. The new Raptor Boost is just... Oh my god. It's so ungodly good against like characters that used to just try and low profile us. So we might honestly beat Kirby now. We went from losing the matchup to that like just overnight because of that. We can probably put Jigglypuff in a similar spot honestly where... We probably lost to the character before, but now we just do that and it's wonderful. Cloud? Okay. I think this matchup was either even or very slight Cloud favor pre-patch. Either way, I think this matchup is probably even. It can be a little bit hard to get in, but we live forever. We've got the tools and mobility to get in, especially with reads. We can kill him at extremely low percents with just one good edge guard, especially with like how strong down air, knee, and things like that are. Yeah, we can talk about Lucas. I think this matchup was either even or slight Lucas favor pre-patch. Common theme here. Matchups that I thought were even or slight other characters' favor are very comfortably even now. I don't know why more Lucases don't take advantage of how good their up-close options are, like crossing you out with nairs, dare shenanigans. And then like down tilt, F tilt, and jab are all fast. And have great hitboxes. Like, Lux's boxing is great. But we still win at mid-ranges, and we dominate so much at mid-range that Lucas just wants to play either in our face or from far away. And we mostly just want to focus on just constantly staying like just a little bit away from him. And if we maintain that mid-range game, we're pretty comfortable, whereas he wants the short range or the long range. He can edge guard us pretty well, but he kind of has a hard time killing us otherwise. He combos us pretty well too. Overall, it's probably a comfortably even matchup. You think Falcon beats Pokemon Trainer now? I don't know about that one, Chief. I think we beat I think we destroy Charizard, and I think we also probably beat Ivysaur now with the buffs. And then Squirtle is probably like even. But even then, a smart PT is going to be like probably Squirtle 90% of the time against us. So I really don't think we lose to Squirtle anymore. Like, he has a really hard time killing us, and yes, frame data is great, but we're faster on the ground. And then on top of that, Raptor Boost just eats that character alive. Like, basically everything they do, Raptor Boost just stuffs, and then we get massive combos out of it and they explode. Like, we have better range, we have better ground speed, and then we also kill him way earlier. So while his frame data like is vastly superior to ours, as long as you're smart about where you put out your hitboxes and make them scared of Raptor Boost, you're fine. Let's see, I thought this matchup was even or maybe very slight Falcon. I thought this matchup was either even or slight Falcon favor before. So it's probably slight our favor now if I had to guess. The Ike matchup? Right now I'm inclined to put it in here where I'm not entirely sure. if we win the matchup. But I do feel like there's a decent chance we do, so we might actually beat Ike in this patch. Like, it can be a little bit hard for us to get in, but our punish game in general is so much easier to secure kills with than his is. We can also edgeguard him better than he can edgeguard us. And we're just so much faster. He does have a range advantage. He's vastly better at ledge trapping us than vice versa. And generally speaking, if both of us throw out a hitbox around the same time, Ike's is basically always going to win. But we have a mobility advantage to where we don't necessarily mind that too much. So I could see it being even, or it could be +1. I'm not entirely sure about that one. So you see this -1 or -2 tier? It's literally just for this gentleman right here. This absolutely cursed character. Every single one of our losing matchups, I think, is comfortably -1 at this point, except for this turd right here. Like, I used to think it was only, like, barely -2 if that pre-patch, but Meister's done a really good job of developing the meta of that matchup to where if you play the way he does in that matchup, it invalidates way more Falcon options than I thought it would. And so he might be -2, but at the same time, a lot of the things that we have against Game & Watch are very reaction-based, and thus they're automatically way worse online. So maybe there's a chance that offline, when we optimize the matchup on our end, that it will only be -1. But because I'm a little, I'm not exactly certain, we'll just put him right here. So let's talk about those matchups real quick. I think this matchup's not that bad anymore. Honest to God. We got some things that made dealing with this character so much easier now. Now, while I think Pikachu still beats us, it's eh. We couldn't really get meaningful kill setups on him outside of like super hard reads because we didn't really have a way of threatening him when he's just pushing lots of buttons and landing on us because we couldn't punish him out of shield reliably. So, what I think changed is, you guessed it, Raptor Boost. If Pikachu just sits there like trying to mash buttons and charge you in the face, you can actually just obliterate them for it pretty reliably. I also played ESAM pretty recently, and I was testing out a lot of ideas in the matchup, and that's actually what gave me some confidence that it might only be -1 now. Plus, if they rely on T-Jolt approaches, you can actually Falcon kick through it and hit them for it reliably. Raptor Boost beats like most of their moves now if they just get crazy with it. And if you're smart off stage, you can avoid getting gimped for the most part, although I won't lie, you do have to be perfect. So I think Pikachu still wins the matchup, obviously, but it's not as bad. Alright, Squid Kid. Oh, and one more thing about Pikachu that helped a lot is up smash will beat a lot of their aerials and other things. So if we're thinking that they're just going to come into us, and we don't want a Raptor Boost, just up smash. And they'll die at like 70. It's so scary for them now because of how light they are, and because of it beating most of their hitboxes. Alright, so anyway, Inkling time. So the main problem with this matchup before was we couldn't really win neutral reliably because of them just doing this. Them doing that on the control stick was enough to just low profile almost all of our moves reliably. Sadness. But we now have a move to deal with that. God bless the new Raptor Boost. Oh yeah, the new Falcon Kick helps a lot too, where we could just like power through lots of spaces, and at decent ranges, because of it being faster, it's now unreactable at a decent amount of ranges. But yeah, Raptor Boost gave us a tool, and it combos them extremely well. They're at a really nice weight to where our punish game can keep up with theirs, and we can also generally kill them way earlier than they can kill us. But they still have a solid neutral advantage, and they also edgeguard us really well, and we basically can't edgeguard them at all. So it's still their favor, but it's not that bad. Pichu? Alright, so I think this matchup's actually even now. I thought it was only slight Pichu favor before. They have even less range than Pikachu does, so Raptor Boost actually beats basically their entire moveset. And we can combo Raptor Boost into back air at like 80 and they'll die. Reliably. Off of them doing basically anything. We can't really go through T-Jolts with Falcon Kick, which is kind of annoying, but Up Smash will kill them at like 60. On top of that, we have better, like we move faster on the ground, and we also have better range than them, while also generally killing them way earlier. The thing is, they combo us harder than we combo them, and they can also edgeguard us way better than we can edgeguard them, and they're kind of hard to hit in general. So I think it probably balances out. This matchup feels about even to me now. Young Link, alright. I thought this matchup was slight Young Link favor pre-patch. But one thing that helped a lot was, at lower percents, one of our most reliable ways to get through a lot of their projectiles is to drop through with nairs. It's kind of like the Villager and Isabelle matchups where we kind of just go through their aerials and then ours are still out, so we can just hit them with whatever and start our own combos. But yeah, we got way better. Young Link is the same, so it went from -1 to probably even. That seems about right. Falco, funnily enough, both characters absolutely annihilate each other off stage. Both characters, when they get a hit on each other, absolutely annihilate each other. And both characters have really bad disadvantage against each other. It's an extremely violent matchup. But while we have grounded speed, Falco's hitboxes are generally better than ours. They have lasers to keep us from just being able to run around freely. And they also have their newly buffed Phantasm, which lets them effectively have a pretty big burst range. Like, we had to be scared of their side B now, to where, yeah, Falco's slow, but he can actually cover quite a decent amount of space really fast if he commits to it. And so because of that, it's probably even now. I feel like both characters have really good tools against each other, and both characters have tons of ways they can counter basically everything the other does, while both still having amazing advantages on each other. Larry does not agree. I could see it being slight Falcon favor. I feel like I was just playing amazing that day though, honestly. My green screen? Did Bunny shift it? Give me a second. Oh yeah, Bunny did. Silly kitty. This matchup is one where both characters... It's kind of like the Falco matchup where both characters absolutely annihilate each other off of anything. It's just... I think the stuff that Terry does that leads to him annihilating us is generally speaking quite a lot safer than the things we do to annihilate him. We might have an offstage... I think our offstage advantage might make it to where it's even offline. I don't know. I think I'll put him around here, personally. Or like, I lean towards us slightly losing it, but I wouldn't be surprised if once offline play returns, it's basically even. So for the time being, I'm going to put him around here. Alright. So this is a fun one. Oh, wrong position. I'd be willing to bet this matchup's even now. I think we only slightly lost it before, and the main problem we had was we didn't really have a good answer for them just floating a decent distance above the ground and throwing out aerials, because while we have a speed and range advantage, they're just complete and absolute superiority and boxing up close, combined with us not really being able to get reliable combo starters on them, because our combo starters like Grab and Nair 1 are based on them being grounded, and so smart Peach players would just never be grounded. And so we wouldn't be able to get our combos going, whereas they're from the air, they'd be able to get like 60 damage or more combos on us, and then edgeguard us. And like, our neutral was fine, it's just we couldn't compensate for our low damage output compared to theirs. But now we can. If they just float at those ranges and use aerials, you know what move beats it now and gets our massive combo started? Raptor Boost, baby. We'll be able to like combo it into back air at like 90 and she just dies. We can do Raptor Boost knee even earlier, or we can do like Raptor Boost into up air nair by the ledge and they'll die. And it forces them to be a lot more honest with how they're going to move around in neutral. And since they can't just do that, they can either be more grounded, which opens them up to getting hit by our other combo starters, or they just go really high up, in which case we can just shark them with aerials, and it's great. In addition to that, the new Falcon Kick and Up Smash are amazing against them. We can probably kill this character obscenely early. And up Smash is now just an even more amazing anti-air. What do I think about the Ices matchups? Because of the way Raptor Boost works on Nana and Popo basically being two characters, it pushes us back slightly further than usual. So a lot of the time, Raptor Boost is safer on shield against them than it is against other characters. And Falcon Kick being unreactable at close range gives us a nice little way of hitting them from above if they're going to spam Blizzard Walls and things like that. So to be honest, yeah, if we get grabbed it sucks, but I feel like we kind of just dominate the rest of the time. However, getting grabbed sucks so much that it might be even, but I don't know. I think Fox is even now. I think we slightly lost to him before. I think our changes make the matchup probably even now. He still has better frame data than us, but he has a really hard time killing us in general. Whereas when we hit him, oh god, we kill him so early. Like, slightly, if we charge Up Smash just a little bit, he'll die at like 65. In addition to that, our Raptor Boost confirms on him are amazing. The new Falcon Kick is amazing against him for if we think he's just going to be running around and not committing to anything. New dash tag being safer means that we can play, we can frame trap him more aggressively like he does to us. And the down tilt changes are amazing for edge guarding his side B too. They'll just die so early. So it's probably even now if I had to guess. As for the other Spacey Wolf, I thought this matchup was even pre-patch. So we honestly might win now, but I need to play it more. I kind of lean towards us winning it, honestly. I don't know. I haven't played the matchup enough post-patch, so I'll just put him in a +1 or even. But like, I could see us winning against him. And I kind of lean towards that, but I haven't really practiced it enough post-patch. Probably even if I had to guess. It's way easier for them to edgeguard us than vice versa. And their combo game on us also generally does vastly more damage than ours on hers. But we kill way earlier. We're a good bit faster. And they just have to worry about dying at vastly lower percents than we do. So even if our combos do a lot less damage, we still kill each other in roughly the same amount of neutral interactions. So I feel like it almost doesn't matter. And our moves are safer, and we have better ground speed. They mostly just have a much greater range of options that we have to respect. So smart Bayos can make it really hard for you to catch them. But I feel like it's a pretty cerebral even matchup if I had to guess. Especially since, while we got buffed a lot, her buffs are really relevant against us too. So it goes both ways. The Bounty Hunters matchup? I thought this matchup was even before. So there's a good chance we win now, honestly. I lean towards us winning, honestly. I kind of lean towards it being the ever so slightest of Falcon favor before. So I'll put him in +1. Robin? That's definitely +1 too. I thought we probably very slightly won that matchup before. So, comfortably win now. Byleth? Where are they? That matchup was like +1 or evenish pre-patch. I think we pretty comfortably win now. Once we get in, we just obliterate them. We can obliterate them off stage, whereas they have a much harder time edge guarding us than vice versa. And they're just so slow. And while their range is great, like, we can very easily whiff punish, even from full range, against a lot of their moves. Tough times. As for DDD, to be honest, Bunny, this is what you did. Bad kitty. Bad kitty. Please move. There we go. She just turned on the PS4. Alright, sorry about that little debacle. Alright, so what was I talking about again? Oh, Byleth, yeah. We solidly beat the kid. We solidly beat Byleth. Corrin, I lean towards being +1 or even. I think we beat them pre-patch. And while our buffs are really good, I think theirs are too. And in addition to that, they're way safer than they used to be, which makes a huge difference against us of all characters. So I still lean towards us winning the matchup, but if it's so, it's only by the slightest, or maybe optimal Corrin could be even. I think we go even against Chrom, and probably still slightly lose. I think our main problem we had was if Roy just ran at us and started pressing buttons, we couldn't really stop him. And our out of shield options were slow enough to where we couldn't really stop him from continuing to press more buttons either. But now, we have a little baby called Raptor Boost. So while I still lean towards us losing the matchup, it's probably not by much now. As for Chrom, because he doesn't have the same, like, a jab side B and a jab backer confirms that Roy does, he generally kills us way later than Roy does. And he's also a lot easier for us to edgeguard. Roy recovers at an angle that's a lot harder for us to edgeguard, so it actually makes a pretty big difference, and he kills us earlier. So I'll put him separate like that. Palutena next? Okay, sure. I'm gonna put her here for now. Yeah, I'm gonna put Roy here. I think we still lose to him, but Palutena, our Raptor Boost can go through an air pretty solidly now. The new up smash is godlike against us. Falcon Kick is great if we think they're just gonna run back and forth. The new down tilt is great for dealing with their other stuff. And we can play neutral more safely in general now, which is a godsend against them. So it might be even now, because our main problem before was we didn't really have good answers to Nair. But we kept up on stage otherwise fine. Where I still lean towards us slightly losing it, but offline it might be even. That's generally where I have characters who are +1 or even or -1 or even. It's based off of offline. What about Joker? I'd say the same thing. Catching him is a little bit hard, but it's hard for him to catch us too. Our mobility, combined with us being able to threaten him if he approaches, make it to where we can actually deal with Arsene pretty well most of the time. I lean towards it being even offline, but I kind of want to say even. Sonic, I think that matchup's even now too. God bless. Oh my god. Do you know how infuriating it is to have a losing matchup to Sonic? Anyway, that's not a problem anymore. Raptor Boost and the new Falcon Kick are just the answer to life itself against this character. If they spin dash, Raptor Boost will beat it and start massive combos reliably. To where they have to be so scared to, like, they can't spam spin dash against us anymore. Like, they have to, Raptor Boost by itself forces them to be so much more honest. Also, we can Falcon Kick through a spin dash pretty well too, because of it being stronger. And then up smash also kills them way earlier, the down tilt's great. And dash hack means that we can just play a more traditional offensive game against them, a lot safer, and we can kind of just deal with all of their stuff now, and it's wonderful. It did, but the thing is, Raptor Boost would, it was less reliable, I coulda, and because of the knockback and angle, that we would only get a follow-up if they DI'd bad. But they changed it to where now we get guaranteed combos up to like 160. So it's actually just horrifyingly good against Sonic now. And because they made Raptor Boost hitbox bigger, we catch them way more reliably. Like, we'll catch them like every time, and now we get big combos out of it every time too. So it's just wonderful. Meta Knight, I thought that matchup was even before. And while they're a little bit better, to be honest, I don't feel like their buffs make that much of a difference, whereas ours do. So I could see us beating him, but I still feel like his offstage game being so amazing against us, combined with having great combos and still great speed, and he's more safe now, it could be like still evenish, but I could see us winning too. I thought this matchup was even or slight our favor before. Lucario is basically the same, but Falcon though, oof, way better. So I'm pretty sure we solidly beat this character now. The only real problem is if he gets up to like 100% or higher, if they play smart with a B-Reverse, Aura Sphere, and other stuff, it becomes almost impossible to hit them. But we can pretty reliably kill them before that now, with our stronger attacks and Raptor Boost combos. As for Snake, I wouldn't go that far, Tech 9. I think we still lose to Snake, but maybe, just maybe, with matchup optimization. Bunny! Kitty! Come on, move through. You're very cute, but please. She was trying to nestle in the same spot again. As for Greninja, I think we slightly lost it before, but I feel like the Raptor Boost changes combined with our new dash attack make it to where we can play so much safer against him, and we can like use dash attack almost as freely as they do because of it being safer now. In addition to that, our Raptor Boost combos going through a lot of their stuff make it a lot easier to catch them. Up Smash kills them absurdly early while also outranging most of their moves, and we can generally kill them way earlier too. It's still hard to catch him though. His ledge trapping is still really scary against us, and they're also more reliably able to get kill confirms at high percents than we can. But it's probably even now if I had to guess. I want to put Sheik about right here, honestly, where I could see the matchup being even, but at the same time, neutral's still really hard. It's probably how heavies feel when they play against Falcon, where they're just being smothered constantly. But at the same time, when they get a hit, they do so much that it kind of makes up for it. New up smash kills them absurdly early, and we still have better hitboxes than they do in general, and we have faster ground speed, and our combos on them are great, in addition to killing them obscenely early. So like, we have answers to everything she can do. It's just, it forces you to be very on point, so I could see it being like roughly in this range. I think Yoshi, we slightly lost pre-patch, but is even now. Mainly just our buffs balance things out a lot, so it's pretty solid now. Read Twitter DMs ASAP. I'll check it out after this matchup chart, Gabriel. Either way, though, I think that's probably even now. And speaking of Epic Gabriel, I think this matchup's even now, too. I think that we only slightly lost to Rob before because we didn't really have any good answers to him just naring us repeatedly. I thought Rob slightly won before, but the Raptor Boost changes make it to where Rob has to think a lot more when you just nair. Like, you can't just spam buttons on us anymore. So I feel like that was the only thing Falcon couldn't really deal with before, and now he can. In addition to that, our combos are better, and it's great. DDD, I lean towards +1 or even. I still think we might win this matchup, but they made DDD a good bit safer this patch, so it might be pretty hard for us to get in if they play smart now. But because I'm not entirely sure, I'll put him here. How about Ridley? I thought this matchup was probably evenish before, but we got so many tools that are ungodly good against heavies, specifically this patch. I think because of our buffs and him not changing, I mean, I think we decently win now. How about Shulk? I could see it being even. We still might slightly lose, it's hard to say. We're able to break his range a lot better now, and our combos on him are also a lot more reliable, so we can get kills a lot earlier. And he has to be really scared against us off stage, because while he can edgeguard us really well, I think he can also edgeguard us really well. And while he has a massive range advantage, we have speed, and our combos are generally deadlier. So I could see it being even, but I could also see us still losing because of neutral being challenging, so I'll put him here since I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, I think we beat Mewtwo. I thought it was evenish before, and while he got buffed, I don't think his buffs really mean that much relative to us, and then ours are just... Mewtwo's big, and he's light, so Raptor Boost back air will kill him at like 90. It's actually kind of not okay. What about Ken? I thought we slightly lost the matchup before. It's probably even now, if I had to guess. I think our main problems were that we didn't really have an answer to him just pressing buttons in our face. And it was hard for us to contest him at close range. But you know what? A common theme of characters that can just press buttons on us before, that can't anymore is? Senor Raptor Boost. Like, yeah, he still bullies us if he gets, like, starts hitting our shield. But, like, the Raptor Boost changes make it to where we don't really have to even get in shield much, if at all, against this matchup. So like, we basically just stay out of shield, and we just kind of zone them out by using our greater speed, generally greater range, and the threat of Raptor Boost and up smash. And we also edgeguard him really hard, while he can't really edgeguard us. Although he does ledge trap us way harder than we ledge trap him, I think our offstage advantage is better than his ledge trapping advantage. Banjo and Kazooie? I thought this matchup was +1 or evenish before, so I'd say we comfortably win now. Yeah, he can keep us out pretty decently, but his damage output is pretty abysmal against us. He can't really edgeguard us well. He can't really combo us well. He kind of just does 10 damage over and over and over again in neutral. And then we get in once and he dies. Like, Nair will beat out his little pellets and then hit him on the other end. And Falcon Kick will go through his pellets now, and it's way faster and stronger. It's like, it's tough times for Banjo. ZSS? I feel like it's still really hard for us to get in if she just camps religiously. At the same time, our damage output on her is pretty good. I feel like we still kill her really early. The Rad Roost changes make it to where she has to be a lot more honest. So I could see it being even offline. But the thing is, online, I'm pretty sure she just bodies us. Like, online, it's probably like this. Offline, though, it's like somewhere in this range. Because it's a very reaction-based matchup for Falcon. Online, even with the best connection, is just slower enough to where basically everything she does becomes basically unreactable, while also having better hitboxes and way better mobility. And we can't keep her in disadvantage because of down B. And we can't edgeguard her, whereas she edgeguards us. So, like, we get bodied online by this character, I think. But offline, it might be even. Ryu, I thought that matchup was even or slight Falcon favor before. We probably win now, if I had to guess. And it can be annoying for a lot of the same reasons as the Kin matchup, but his combo, his damage output on us is a lot worse. And he can't really just kill us off of random things the same way that Kin can. Also, Kin's way faster, so it's a lot harder to keep Kin out. The Link matchup, I thought it was like evenish or maybe the slightest of Falcon favor before. Like, our combo game on him is so much better than his on us, although he does have good advantage state on us. Wario, Rapid Boost is ungodly good against this character because of his general speed not being great and his short range. Rapid Boost basically beats everything he does. In addition to that, we have better range, we're faster, and it's a lot easier for us to kill him now. But at the same time, he can edgeguard us way better than we can edgeguard him because Smart Wario basically will never get edgeguarded by Falcon. And his combo ability is just so ungodly good against us that he gets absurd amounts of damage whenever he hits us, in addition to him being able to edgeguard us and not really vice versa. But I could see this matchup when being played optimally by Falcon as even. But I could also see us losing it, so, you know, I'll put him right here. Let's see, Lucina. I think we lose to Lucina, but it's not that bad. Like, we're better at getting in now, but we still get on the ledge and then we kind of just don't play the game anymore and it sucks. She is really hard to get in on neutral, and she can edgeguard us really well and not really vice versa. We kind of just have to, like, get hard reads and then kill with them. But at the same time, it's not that bad, so I think we're fine. Yeah, we solidly beat Hero for sure. It's kind of like the Robin matchup, but more random, obviously. Like, I feel like Robin's average stuff is a little bit scarier than Hero's average stuff, but sometimes Hero just randomly destroys you for no reason. But the way it plays is really similar to the Robin matchup, except his stuff is a little less good than Robin's in general, but the stuff that's better is just, oh my god. But I still think we solidly beat the character. Like, his frame rate is pretty bad and he's also slow, so when we get in, he kind of just gets wrecked. As for Pac-Man, I thought this matchup was even or like maybe slight Pac-Man favor before. I don't feel like the new Raptor Boost helps us that much against him. I kind of lean towards +1 or even. Because I feel like our new changes, like the Falcon Kick change is really good against him. And while Raptor Boost isn't great against like Hydrant, it goes through a lot of his moves and we combo him way better now. Bowser Jr.? Wow, a lot of people are asking about that for some reason. I thought this matchup was evenish before. Now it's probably like I kind of want to say +1. A lot of the Bowser Jr. matchup is basically just playing against discount Sonic a lot of the time. Except his kill moves are scarier. And his combos are scarier, but his neutral is basically just bad Sonic. And our tools against good Sonic got way better. So I think we probably win this matchup now. Alright. Marth, I think he has a much harder time killing us than Lucina. Which makes it to where his advantages he has against us don't really matter that much, so it's probably even, if I had to guess. Zelda. Plus, I thought it was even before they buffed Zelda, and then they buffed her, and then they buffed us, but I think our buffs are better than her buffs. So I'm gonna put it in like +1 or even-ish. Like, it can be really hard to get in. Her combos on us are really good. She can keep us out pretty well, and then she also edgeguards us well where we can't really edgeguard her. And she can just kill us off of stuff really randomly. But I still think our advantages make up for it just a little bit. So it could be even or it could be +1, I'm not sure. Mario? I lean towards the matchup being even now, honestly. But now that we're simultaneously faster than Mario, generally have greater range than him too, and then Raptor Boost to just invalidate him pressing buttons, I feel like we can keep him out well, we can combo him pretty well, and we can actually kill him pretty well too. The thing is, his frame data is a lot better, and he also has much better combos than us. And we can both edgeguard each other, but it's both kind of hard to. And we can both ledge trap each other too. So I lean towards it being even now. Ness? I thought the matchup was even before, so... But I know some Falcons thought I was a little optimistic about the matchup, that it was more like this pre-patch. So I'm gonna put him like right here. Where it might be even, we might have a slight advantage, I'm not entirely sure. I think we beat Plant +1. They made Plant better, but I mean, I think we beat Plant +1 pre-patch. And while Plant's buffs are nice, I think ours are better, so I think we just beat him. But it's still, like, winnable for Plant if they play smartly. Like, he outranges us, but it's not by that much, and then our ground game, we're just so much faster. Rosalina, actually, I think we still lose to Snake. I talked about it earlier, but... Right now, I'm thinking about putting Rosalina somewhere around here, where... I think we lose to her online, but offline, I think we can react to a lot of her stuff better. She edgeguards us really hard, and we usually can't edgeguard her. She keeps us in advantage really well, and also has a massive range advantage. But I wouldn't be surprised if, when optimally played, it's even. Mega Man? I thought we lost to Mega Man -1 before. So I want to say it's like even now. Falcon Cake being unreactable at close range now means, and it also going through pellets before, means that we can kind of just go through pellets, and he has to respect it so much more. And then if Mega Man wants to not just press lots of pellets and shoot them out more sporadically, we can just throw out Raptor Boost, go through it, and start our combos. And then if he wants to like try and avoid Raptor Boost and Falcon Kick by like crossing us up, we can up B out of shield. And it'll catch him if he tries to run past us. Let's see, Diddy. I'm gonna put Diddy in like... about there. Belmonts. I thought we had a decent advantage on them before, so now we just have even more of an advantage on them. But I still don't think it's bad enough to where it's in +2 territory, so we'll just keep him there. Dr. Mario? Yeah, we definitely beat Doc. To be honest, Doc might be a +2 matchup. Let me get this straight. We combo him way harder than he combos us. We edgeguard him way harder than he edgeguards us. We ledge trap him way harder than he edgeguards us. We have a range advantage. We have a speed advantage. We obliterate him off stage, whereas he can't really edgeguard us. But I still lean towards it being +1. Like, He can still kind of obliterate us off of random hits, but yeah, +1 seems about right, I think. Alright, Duck Hunt. I thought this was even or slight Duck Hunt favor pre-patch. So it's probably a comfortable even now, if I had to guess. Pretty much any character that we arguably slightly lost to before, but wasn't entirely sure about it, I think we're even against now. Luigi? It's probably even now, if I had to guess. They used to not... The only real problem with the matchup is if we get grabbed at 0, we kind of just die. We basically outclass them in every other way. It's just that one thing is so stupid that it single-handedly makes the matchup probably even. Save Mac for last? You know, now that you're saying that, let's do Mac right now. I think we beat him +1. He combos us pretty well, and he has good kills on us, and he can ledge trap us pretty solidly too. Our advantage on him is still way better. Like, everything he can do to us, we can do to him, but better for the most part. Although he can still kind of body us if he gets the right reads, so... Mr. Olimar, I thought this matchup was even before, so while our buffs aren't that relevant to hit this matchup, I kind of want to put Olimar about right here. Where I think we might slightly beat him now, but it's hard to say. I'll need to play this matchup at top level offline, and then I'll make up my mind. Like, I could see a lot of these matchups being +1, I could see a lot of them being even, I could see literally all of these matchups being even under the right circumstances, but I could literally see all of these like that too. Toon Link, I thought this matchup was like +1 or even before, so it's probably like comfortably +1 now, I think. I still lean towards Mario being even, honestly. I don't know. I used to think that Falcon beat me Gunner, and then you figured out a lot of things in the matchup that made it borderline impossible to win in neutral. But of course, Falcon would do enough to compensate when he got in, so pretty even-ish. But I think we solidly beat me Gunner now. Me Swordfighter, I thought that was like even-ish or slight Falcon before, so we can put him in here now, I think. Alright guys, that about covers it. Alright. It has been put out into the world. Now let me get the bun for you guys.